Poshmark dolls. Ready? Let's go.
Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party 2025. Logistics, game plan, everything that you need to know for this season. Let's go. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween at the Walt Disney World Resort is a separate ticketed event, meaning that you do need to purchase a separate ticket to be able to attend this event. The dates for this party will be happening from August 15th until October 31st. And as of filming time, there are quite a few parties that have already sold out. So if after this video you have made the decision that you're gonna go, get those tickets purchased as soon as possible. Tickets will cost between $129 all the way up to $229 per person, depending on the night. The official start time of the party is 7 p.m. until midnight, but you can get into Magic Kingdom as early as 4 p.m. with a party ticket, and I absolutely do suggest that you do that. The party itself will be featuring some fan favorite entertainment. So first up is going to be Mickey's Boo to You Parade. This parade will have 2 showings each night, one at 8:15 and one at 11:15 p.m. If you can possibly go to the later parade, try to go to that. That is going to be the least crowded. Next up is going to be the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular. This is going to be the stage show that happens in front of the castle. Now, during the months of August and September, there will be 3 different showtimes. When you get into October and time changes, 1 more showtime will be added to the lineup. So just know that, like, looking at your schedule whenever you're trying to get everything done, like what month you're going and seeing how many different showtimes there are for your trip. And then lastly is going to be Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular, and this is going to be the fireworks show. There's only 1 fireworks show a night, and that is going to happen at 10 p.m. And as you are walking through Magic Kingdom, other entertainment that you will come across is number 1, the Disney Junior Jam, which will be happening in Cosmic Rays. Next up in the Rocket Tower Plaza stage in Tomorrowland is going to be the Zombeats Bash. It is going to be featuring the Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. And let me tell you, those dance parties are a lot of fun. I don't care how old you are. Another fan favorite, the Dapper Dans turned into the Cadaver Dans during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and you will find them in Frontierland near the Country Bear Jamboree. They're usually like up top above the buildings, singing and having like their dead humor. It's actually quite hilarious. And new this year, back in Storybook Circus, there's going to be a DJ Ringmaster is what they're calling it. They're also saying that there's going to be 2 separate trick-or-treat trails back there as well, not to mention some Disney power. If you have gone to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party like before and really kind of know all the different things, this is something that I would definitely check out, and I will definitely be checking out because I will be there on the first night for the first party and just seeing all the new stuff, because I'm all about the new stuff that they bring in and the little surprises for these holiday parties. There are going to be 3 attractions that have a Halloween overlay over them. So first up is going to be Space Mountain. It basically goes pitch black, and I still to this day have not done it. So that is like number 1 on my to-do list for this party. Now, the party officially begins at 7 p.m. But sometimes if they can clear out the day guests from that area, Space Mountain will turn over to the pitch black Space Mountain about 6:30, 6:45. So if you are trying to like get a jump on rides and you want to ride Space Mountain as the Halloween overlay, then before you get in line, if it's early, ask the cast members if it has switched over yet, just so you know. That's one thing that I'm thinking about putting on my list is trying to hit that before the party officially begins. Next up is going to be the Mad Tea Party in Fantasyland. You're going to have like that spooky smoke going, the orange lighting, and then some Halloween music. Now, personally, I like to do this when it actually turns dark. It's just spookier. The ambiance is just a little bit better, but just know that that will be happening during the party. And then the third thing is going to be Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Now, this isn't a must-do for me, but if you have small ones and you need to get in and out of the heat and you need to sit down, that kind of thing, then this will be great for you to do. It does take quite a bit of time. It is like a 15-20 minute show, which in party time frame, that's a lot of time to be taking out of the party to be sitting there and watching the show. But again, not a must do for me, but if you have little ones, still great, lighthearted, not scary, of course, at all. And not listed this year, but I am hoping that it is happening this year. There is usually live entertainment like in the line for the Haunted Mansion, and it's the Haunted Mansion Ghost. So I am really hoping, because I still to this day have not seen that either, and that is number 2 on my Disney checklist for this trip coming up. Again, this is something that you will need to get in line like when it's dark. That's whenever they come out, because they're ghosts and they're glowing. So if you are trying to like knock that off your list, again, hoping that that is returning this year, because it's not officially listed on the website that it is happening. Just know that when it turns dark, that is the time that you want to get in line for Haunted Mansion. You will also have some special photo ops that happen during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So in the past, I'm hoping they return them. They have normally had like walk-in photo booths. So if you are looking at the castle, there is usually one in the hub, like on the right-hand side near the Tomorrowland Bridge. Also in Tomorrowland, once you come over the bridge, there's usually one right there on the left. And then there's also usually one in Adventureland. Again, I'm hoping they come back because those are a lot of fun. Also, they have a lot of magic shots during the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and those will be at different locations like throughout the party. There are some magic shots that can only be done at night. So if you are after a certain magic shot, like if you collect magic shots like I do, know which one that you're looking for, where the location is, and then also like what time of the night that they're going to be available. And usually those spots are not announced until the party officially begins. And once the party officially begins, then I will like go through all of that on my Instagram. So make sure that you are following me there so that I can give you like all the up-to-date information like once the party officially begins. Another fan favorite is meeting characters, rare characters. Now, new this year, Mickey and Minnie will be meeting together in Town Square Theater. And then also, of course, we've got Jack and Sally, which is a huge fan favorite. Second runner-up as far as like lines go is going to be Elvis Stitch. And then also third runner-up will more than likely be the Winnie the Pooh characters in their Halloween costumes. Now, also, villains will also show up during these parties. And now last year they did things just a little bit differently. There were a few villains that you could actually like get in line for, like Jafar in Adventureland, stuff like that. But villains were like within the trick-or-treat trails, where when you were going through, you could interact with them, take selfies with them, and that kind of thing. Not a traditional meet and greet. So I'm very excited to see how it is done this year and what the mix is going to be. And if you really want to get a head start and really like mapping out like where everything is and all the things that you want to do and where to do it, when it comes to characters, like the first night of the party, like when the party is actually happening, you're going to be able to go into your My Disney Experience app and actually see who is meeting and where they are meeting. So if you want to do that, then open your My Disney Experience app. You're going to touch the location icon at the bottom of your screen. At the top, you're going to scroll over to characters, and then you're going to tap locations. The drop-down menu is going to come, and then you're going to tap Magic Kingdom. Now from here, it's going to show you like the points on the map, or if you want to like see the entire list, then at the bottom right of your screen, you're going to tap Show List, and it's going to list everybody out for you. You're going to be able to tap into each character, and it's going to let you know where they are located. All right, so let's go into some tips on meeting these characters. All right, Jack and Sally is going to be by far the most popular meet and greet. If you want to be one of the first ones in line, then I do suggest that you get in line outside of the park and enter the park that way for the party specifically. Guests will begin to start showing up about 2:30, 2:45 and camp out until that 4 o'clock time hits, be able to get into the park and then be right there at Town Square Theater. So just know that if you are inside of the park already and you're going to get your wristband inside of the park, you're going to need to be standing in line for those wristbands. You're going to be coming upstream and then getting in line behind everybody that waited from outside of the park. So just know if Jack and Sally are on your list and before the party begins is when you want to meet them, that will kind of determine, or that will at least let you know like what you're walking into with the two different scenarios. Also, Jack and Sally's line does normally go down during the second parade of the night. So if you're timing things out that way and you don't want to like rope drop Jack and Sally, then you can possibly get in line for them like during the second parade time. Also know that they will cut off the line for Jack and Sally at 11 p.m. Even though they're meeting all the way up until midnight, that line does get cut off at that 11 p.m. time frame. Second up is going to be Elvis Stitch. He is also another really popular one to get in line for. He doesn't normally start meeting though until about 6:30. So if you're going to get into the park at 4 and rope drop meeting him to be one of the first ones in line, just know that you're going to be waiting there for quite a while. Now, whenever it comes to like the majority of all of the other characters, they are not going to start meeting until 7 p.m. specifically. And then also those villains will be out. I mean, this is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. However, last year they kind of like mixed things up just a bit. So if villains are like on your list to be able to meet them, some villains will be an actual meet and greet like the Queen of Hearts, Jafar from Aladdin, but other villains are going to be like within trick-or-treat trails. And what you're going to be able to do is, as you are in line for trick-or-treating, you're going to be able to interact with them and take selfies with them, not specifically a meet and greet opportunity. So just know if you are looking for certain villains throughout the park, that it may just be that they're within a trick-or-treat line. So if you're not going to that first party, be looking out and trying to figure out like where the villains are so you know which trick-or-treat lines to get into. For all of my foodies out there, let's go over the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween treat menu. Now, a couple of things that I want you to be thinking about. Okay, number one, some of these treats are available during regular park hours and then also just for the party. So as you are making your list of what you want to try, make sure that you are noting when you can get the things. That way you can like knock things off your list if it's available before the party officially begins. Also, usually you're able to get the party specific foods starting at about 6 o'clock at night. So if you are on the hunt for the foods, know that you don't have to wait all the way up until 7 p.m. The other thing that I also want you to note, and I will make this notation as I am going through the food, is some locations have mobile order capabilities. I'm telling you, take advantage of those mobile orders if you can, to be able to just walk up, grab your food, and then go. I will also leave the link in the description box for the Disney Park Eats blog, which will have everything that I'm going to go over right now listed for you. So if you really would want to check that out and really go through every little detail, I will leave that link down in the description box below. So first up, the Main Street Bakery on Main Street is going to have the Mickey-shaped cheesecake and also a Mickey-shaped cinnamon roll bun. The Plaza Ice Cream Parlor, also on Main Street, and you can get this also during regular park hours, is going to be the Pumpkin Sundae. Casey's Corner, located in Main Street, and this will also have mobile order capabilities. You're going to be able to get the Chipotle Barbecue Pork and Street Corn French Fries, the Chipotle Barbecue Pork and Street Corn Hot Dog, the Chipotle Barbecue Pork and Street Corn Mini Corn Dogs, and new this year, the Candy Corn Vereen. At Aloha Isle Refreshments in Adventureland, you're going to be able to get the Dole Whip Mango and Chamoy, which is going to be spicy, but it's really good. Also at the Golden Oak Outpost this year in Adventureland, and all three items are new this year. The Cajun Crawfish and Sausage Poutine, the Beignets from Beyond, and then the Hot Honey Lemonade. At Pecos Bill Talltale Inn and Cafe, this is going to be located in Frontierland. This will also have mobile order capabilities. You're going to be able to get the Buzzard Wings, which is new this year, the Grilled Masa Flatbread, the Pumpkin Pie Mini Churros, which is new this year, and this is definitely on my list, and then the Chocolate Caramel Tart. At Sleepy Hollow Refreshments in Liberty Square, this is also going to be on mobile order capabilities. You're going to find new this year, the Creepy Kimchi Corn Dog. Also new this year, the Pumpkin Spiced Funnel Cake Sundae, the Madame Leota Seance Candle, the Jack Pop, and the Sally Pop. The Spring Roll Cart will also have a new offering just for the party, and that is going to be Pork Spicy Spring Roll. The Liberty Square Market is also going to have the Jack Pop and the Sally Pop. It's also going to have a Magic Potion Slushie. Pinocchio Village House, located in Fantasyland. This menu, most of the things are new this year. Phantasmal Fried Pumpkin Ravioli, the Undead Garlic Parmesan Chicken Strips, the Captain Hook Treasure Whoopie Pie, and not new this year is the Scary Ghost Slushie. The Friar's Nook, also back in Fantasyland, and this will also have mobile order capabilities. New this year is going to be the Haunting Jalapeno Ranch Tots, the Bowl of Bones, the Buffalo Chicken Hand Pie, and also new this year, the Not So Poison Apple Donuts. Ooh, if those are warm, those are gonna be really good. I love the cinnamon ones that they have for breakfast. That gets me so excited. Storybook Treats, also back in Fantasyland, will have an Ursula cone, and that is also new this year. Cheshire Cafe, which is also going to be in Fantasyland, is going to have a mummy treat. Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, located in Tomorrowland, is going to have sweet and spicy chicken strips, the terrifying twice spiced chicken sandwich, the mini witch hat, and the not a poisoned apple slushie, which is going to be new this year. Also, just note that if you're going to be eating in the Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, there's going to be a dance party going on, so it's going to be loud. In Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies, also in Tomorrowland, you're going to find Candy Bowl Sundae, which is new this year, and the Cauldron Cold Brew. Also in Tomorrowland, the Lunching Pad is going to have the Jalapeno Dog Popper, the Skull Cake, which is new this year, and the Ghoulish Blue Raspberry Slushie, which is also new this year. There are going to be 3 table service locations that will be open during the party if you so choose. The Plaza Restaurant on Main Street, also Be Our Guest is going to be back in Fantasyland, and also Cinder Royal's Royal Table. Now, Be Our Guest and Cinder Royal's Royal Table will start serving the Halloween menu at 4 p.m. So if you want to make a table service reservation, I would really highly suggest doing it before the party officially begins. Having a sit-down reservation can take up a lot of time and a lot of time out of your party time. So just know that going in. Again, I will have the link in the description box for the Disney Eats blog post, and it'll show you everything that is on the menu for those table service locations. There are also 2 extra cost dessert parties that you can choose from during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular Desserts at Tomorrowland Terrace. So this specific dessert party is one where you will sit at Tomorrowland Terrace and watch the fireworks from afar. The cost for this for adults 10 and older is going to be $119 plus tax, and then kids ages 3 to 9 is going to be $75 plus tax. The second dessert party is going to be Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular Dessert Party with Garden Plaza viewing. So many words. This specific dessert party, you will check in an hour and a half before the fireworks. That is whenever you're going to have all of your treats and all of that. And then you will have a dedicated viewing area that you will be walked down to be able to see it like in the hub area and then watch the fireworks. So the cost for this one for adults ages 10 and older is going to be $99 plus tax. And then kids ages 3 to 9 is going to be $59 plus tax. And what would a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party be without party merch? So first up, let's talk the bucket and the sipper. So the bucket this year is Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack and the Gravestone popcorn bucket. And the sipper is going to be Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, the Mayor. Now, the popcorn bucket specifically is going to be located around the park at the popcorn stations. The sipper, however, is going to be located at Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe, and right now it's listed there as there only. So let's go over the details, like if you are a popcorn bucket person or a sipper person and you want to make sure that you acquire this. Now, people will start lining up early for these things. They don't normally start selling them until 6 p.m., until the park officially closes. Now, with the sipper specifically being at an inside location, they could possibly start selling this early. You would just have to have your wristband to be able to go in and actually get it. So if you're after the sipper, just know that there's a possibility that it could start earlier because it's in an inside location versus the popcorn stands are outside. So they're not going to start selling those until 6 p.m. When it comes to acquiring the popcorn buckets, now, as I have gone to multiple parties, I have noticed like 4 main popcorn stations that will have the popcorn buckets, but there may be another random one somewhere that I just haven't, put in my Rolodex in my brain just yet. But at least you have these 4 stations in your head. So first off, in the hub, looking at the castle, literally directly on each side of the hub, on the sidewalk underneath the trees are 2 popcorn stands. Those are going to be the most popular places where people are going to line up because that's where people are assuming that the popcorn buckets are going to be. The second one is going to be going into Liberty Square. As you are going into Liberty Square, going to the end of the path, if you will take a left going to Frontierland, there's usually a popcorn stand like right there directly on the left-hand side of the path. I have seen holiday popcorn buckets there as well. The fourth station that I have had seen is in Fantasyland. So if you are looking at Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, to the right, there is a path going to Storybook Circus. There is a popcorn bucket right there on the right-hand side of the path. I have also seen holiday buckets there as well. So at least you know like the 4 spots to be able to go and get in line for. Again, they will start selling those buckets at about 6 p.m. And if that is on your list, especially if you're going to be there for like one of the first parties, I would be in line early to make sure that you secure that popcorn bucket and that sipper located in Frontierland at Pecos Bill. So I hope that gives you a heads up and a head start in acquiring what you're wanting for the party. Party merch is also going to be a big thing that a lot of guests are going to be going after. Once you enter the party at 4 p.m., you are going to be able to go in certain locations that have actual party merch, but you have to have a party wristband to be able to get back to be able to shop for the party merch. So in the Emporium, in the main center part of the Emporium. Now, I haven't been back since they have redone the Emporium, so this could change, but I'm just telling you where it's been in the past. But for you to be able to get in the Emporium, like in the center part, they're going to have an entire area blocked off with party merch. You're going to have to get in line and you're going to have to show your wristband and you're going to be able to get in there and be able to shop for the party merch. The second place is going to be in Tomorrowland at Star Traders. So just know that those are the 2 locations that normally have party merch, and for you to be able to shop early, you need your wristband, and things will sell out. Now, Disney is getting better about having enough merch, so it's hard to say if things are going to sell out for your specific party or not. I also know that certain sizes will sell out too. So if party merch is like really big on your list, I know that you don't want to lug it around with you all night, but if you have something specific on your list, then I would go ahead and acquire that and carry it around with you, or rent a locker, which is going to be right outside of Magic Kingdom. All right, so there's all the party specific stuff that is happening. All right, now let's go over like some frequently asked questions and like some party logistics, because you keep hearing me say that you need your party wristband to be able to get into places. So let's go over the 2 different scenarios that you could possibly have. So if you are getting into the park early at 4 p.m., you are going to be coming up to Magic Kingdom. Looking at Magic Kingdom, the party event entrance is going to be on the right-hand side. So you're going to be sitting there until they open the gates. When you walk into Magic Kingdom, you are going to be handed a wristband, and you need to have this on throughout the entire party. What this is going to do is this is going to allow you to be in places that start early, like inside meet and greets, getting the merchandise and stuff like that. Roughly about 5:30, cast members are going to start lining up at different lands throughout Magic Kingdom. And for you to be able to start maneuvering around like further back in Magic Kingdom, you're going to have your wristband and show that as you are moving around the party. So I would suggest to just get this as soon as possible so you have it on. If you are inside of the park already and you want to get your wristband from inside of the park, there are going to be 3 different wristband distribution centers. So the first is going to be in Tomorrowland. So as you are coming over the Tomorrowland Bridge, it's usually right there on your left, and you will see an A-frame sign that says wristband distribution. The next one is going to be in Adventureland near Tortuga Tavern, and that is right directly across from Pirates of the Caribbean. And then the third one is going to be in Fantasyland, and that is going to be back by Mickey's PhilharMagic. Now, the wristband distribution stations inside of the park don't usually start until literally exactly 4 o'clock. And people will begin lining up at 3 p.m. With the 4 p.m. distribution, like wristband distribution. You will also get inside of the park, you will get handed your park map. Sometimes at the beginning of the party as you are coming in, sometimes they'll hand the maps to you. Other times if you're coming in at the front of the park, then the maps are literally like before you go into the breezeway, they're like the middle part is where all the maps are going to be. Or if they're not right there, then when you go through the breezeway, there's going to be a map holder right there with all of the Halloween maps. Now, the map itself, you can see everything in your phone, but the maps are cool. And if you're a scrapbooker or if you like to collect things like I do, I have so many maps, it's not even funny. But the map is literally going to let you know everything, the times of everything, where everything is, the trick-or-treat stations, character meet and greets, the rides that are open, all of that is going to be listed in this map. I also get asked often if multi-pass and single pass are good through the party, and no, they are not. That will officially end at 6 p.m. when the park officially closes. If you purchased Premier Pass or if you have the DAS Pass, those two things do work during the party. Whenever you enter the park, you are going to be directed to the right-hand side. There's going to be a side street that you are going down. It is a specific party entrance. There's going to be a lot of things happening. There's usually an MC that's there to greet you. Some music is going, and you are also going to be handed your trick-or-treat bag. You're also going to be handed your first candy of the night. Now, if you have any allergies, you can ask for an allergy-friendly bag. And what's going to happen throughout the night is as you are going through the trick-or-treat stations, you are going to be handed a coin. It's like a teal coin. There are usually 2 different locations that you can go and trade in those coins for allergy-friendly foods that you can actually eat. So there's usually one, I do believe it is guest services, like as soon as you walk into Magic Kingdom, it's right there on your left. And then the second location is usually in Liberty Square, directly across from the Ye Olde Christmas shop. So what they'll have is they'll have all of these different treats laid out for you. And what will be, there's going to be an actual book. And then there's also going to be like little cards, and it's going to list the things that, like the allergy-friendly foods, like who they are good for, I do believe. I don't know if it's good for or the things that you can't eat. Either way, you're going to be able to see if you can eat it or not. Now, how in the world do you put your plans all together? Okay, so let's go over it. Now, I have begun to film the parties like in real time and do it from different perspectives. So I am not going to go over logistics like this again during the party. So I am going to go at this party as an off-site guest. I'm going to be standing out front of the party and getting there early. I am going to put Jack and Sally on my list first. I also want to meet Mickey and Minnie together because this is the first time for the Halloween party that they will be doing this. I also am very excited about going through the treat trails and interacting with all of the villains there. Space Mountain is absolutely on my list. I'm hoping that the Haunted Mansion ghosts are out, so that is going to be on my list. I will more than likely do a few photo ops here and there, but I have kind of collected all the ones like photo ops, but so that'll be like a little bit lower on my totem pole. And then for me, since I am able to stay late, I will not start watching entertainment until the fireworks at 10 p.m. So I'll do fireworks at 10, stage show, and then I will watch the Boo-to-You parade, and then we'll see where we are and it ends, and if I can get another ride in at night or whatever it is. So that is the vantage point that I'm going to be taking you through with me on the first party night. So make sure that you are, number one, pushing that subscribe button so you don't miss that video, but I will also be taking you through the night with me on my Instagram in my stories. So for you specifically, from 4 to 7, what I would try to do is determine what category you fall in. Are you a merch person and put in popcorn buckets and sippers with that? Are you a foodie? Are you trying to ride rides? Or are you a character person? And decide what you can do during that 4 to 7, and whatever your most important thing is, that is what I would try to knock out. That way when the party officially begins at 7 p.m., you can hit the ground running and do the other things. You can stay late from 7 until 10. That is when I would ride rides, eat, meet the characters, do the trick-or-treat trails. But I would say if you possibly can, round up your treats like towards the end and then go get your spot for the fireworks and sit there and eat, kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone as you are waiting for the fireworks to start. Just so you can, like I said, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But again, I know that not everybody can stay late like that. But if you possibly have the ability to be able to stay late, that is the ideal plan, from like the 4 to 7 and then the 7 to 10. And then from 10 o'clock, you watch all of the entertainment and then end out the night. If you have little ones and you are trying to make it all the way up at least to the end of fireworks, then what I would really do is focus on that 4 to 7 and try to get as much as you can done. Once the party begins, if you have like things that are on your list right at 7 o'clock, like if there's a character on your list that doesn't start until 7, that I would try to know where that character is so that you can line up early before, so that way as soon as 7 o'clock hits, you're like one of the first ones in line, and then go from there. So let's see here. So the first parade is at 8:15, So about like 7:50-ish is whenever you really want to try and get your spot for the parade, if you want to be like up close and personal for the parade. And then after the parade is done, then try to knock out a few other things. And then again, about 20-30 minutes before the 10 p.m. fireworks, try to get your spot for the fireworks. And then at that point, then you'll head out of the park if you cannot stay later. So you're going to have to like do things intermittently if you need to leave earlier and you can't stay late. Oh my goodness, last thing that I need to touch on, costumes. Now don't forget, it is still going to be hot. It is going to be very hot in August, September, and October for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Now when the sun officially goes down, it is a lot better, but it's still, the heat is still there. So please be mindful of like your costume in particular. Know that especially in August, try to have as light as possible material as you possibly can. If you're going to wear any kind of makeup, know that it is more than likely going to melt off. So just be mindful of your costume and all of the details that go into it. Also, if you have any questions about the guidelines for your costume, I am going to leave a link in the description box below for you for Disney's guidelines for costumes. But just know that adults go all out for this Halloween party, and you will see some amazing costumes. The ideas for these costumes are amazing, and it's just, I absolutely love to see the creativity for all of these costumes for these parties. So there you have it. I hope this gave you some inside information on knocking out your must-dos and giving you a proper game plan. Now all that's left is just being there and going through the motions and having fun. Please do not stress over going to this party. Please be in the moment. Please let the pop-up entertainment and the experiences that you can have at this party be the memories and not stressing about getting from one thing to the next, okay? This party will go by super fast, and before you know it, it's going to be over. And if you're just rushing from thing to thing to thing, then you are not going to have the memories that you really need to have for this party. So be in the moment and enjoy being there for the Halloween season. If this is the first time that you are following me, make sure that you are checking out my playlist for going during the fall months. And I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about traveling during August, September, and October. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic. Have a magical, spooky day.